vanished on the Stuart Highway. Emberwood presents Vanished on the Stuart Highway, based on a true story. It was the dead of night, the kind of darkness you feel more than see. Peter Falconio was behind the wheel of their rust-orange camper van, its headlights cutting a tunnel through the blackness. Joanne Lee sat curled up in the passenger seat, arms tucked into her hoodie, eyes glassy from the monotony of the road. They'd been driving for hours, since late afternoon, through the Australian outback's heart. The Stuart Highway stretched endlessly ahead, flat and featureless. No signs of civilization, no service. Just the occasional reflective road marker flicking past in the darkness like a metronome ticking time. They were halfway through a once-in-a-lifetime trip. Backpackers from England, a couple in their 20s, adventurous, in love. Peter was the talkative one. Joanne, more cautious, more observant. The plan had seemed simple. Fly into Sydney, rent a van, and drive through the red center all the way to Darwin. See the stars, feel the wilderness, live a little. But that stretch between Alice Springs and Tennant Creek was different. Locals had warned them. Long, lonely drives. Little fuel, fewer people, no light pollution, no real help if something went wrong. But they were confident, cautious. They'd driven safely all day, avoided nightfall. That evening, though, they'd pushed it. It was just past 7:30 p.m. They hadn't seen another car in over an hour. Then, headlights appeared behind them. A white four-wheel drive, gaining. Peter checked the mirror. Bit fast for this road, he muttered. Joanne turned slightly, eyes narrowing. The vehicle was tailgating them now. Its high beams flared, then dimmed, then flared again. Maybe they want to pass, she said. But they didn't pass. The four-wheel drive stayed behind them, then blinked its lights again. A signal. Peter slowed, pulled over onto the gravel shoulder. The van rumbled as it came to a stop. The other vehicle followed, too close, then parked. Peter rolled down his window as a man stepped out of the four-wheel drive. Late 30s or early 40s. Lean. Sun-worn skin. Calm movements. The man leaned in slightly. "Hey mate," he said, smiling. "Saw sparks coming from your tailpipe. Thought I should flag you down." Joanne didn't like his voice. Too smooth. Too practiced. Peter nodded. "All right, I'll take a look." Joanne stayed seated as Peter and the man walked to the back of the van. A minute passed. Then another. Joanne leaned over the console, trying to see. That's when it happened. A crack, like a firework, a single gunshot. Joanne froze. At first, she wasn't sure what she'd heard, but the silence that followed was wrong. Empty, the kind that soaks up everything. Then she saw him, the man, standing alone, looking at her. He started walking toward the van. Joanne moved. She scrambled over the armrest, trying to get to the back, but he was too quick. He yanked open the door, reached in, and grabbed her. She screamed, fought. He was stronger. He tied her wrists with something rough, cord or twine, dragged her out of the van, toward his four-wheel drive. She kicked, bit, tried to dig her heels into the red dust. He opened the back of his truck, reached inside. And that moment, just that fraction of a breath, was all she needed. She broke free, bolted, into the dark, barefoot, hands bound, heart pounding like a drum in her throat. She didn't look back. Branches tore at her legs, twigs snapped underfoot. Somewhere, behind her, he shouted. She dove into a ditch, crawled under bushes, curled up as small as she could. She waited, Breath held. Silence. The stars above her didn't care. Every rustle sounded like a footstep. Every insect buzz like a whisper. She stayed still. Minutes passed. Maybe an hour. Then, faint vibrations in the earth. Lights in the distance. A road train. Joanne scrambled to her feet, stumbled out onto the highway. She waved, screamed. The truck slowed, stopped. The driver got out, took one look at her, bloody, wild-eyed, wrists bound, and called for help. The police arrived within the hour. Joanne was safe. But Peter was gone. The search was massive. Helicopters scanned the desert. Ground teams swept the bush. Dogs tracked for days. Nothing. No body. No blood. Just their van. Abandoned. The case rattled the country. Then, months later, DNA results came back. Bradley John Murdoch, a man with a record, a loner who hated outsiders. He matched the sketch. His vehicle matched the description. The DNA on Joanne's shirt matched his profile. He was arrested. At trial, Joanne testified. Calm, precise. The defense grilled her, suggested inconsistencies, raised doubts. But the jury believed her. Murdoch was sentenced to life, and yet Peter's body was never found. Years later, rumors surfaced. A man said he helped dispose of a body, said Murdoch had driven north, dumped something heavy in a sinkhole. Nothing confirmed. And so, the questions remain. Why did Peter get out of the van? Why didn't Joanne run sooner? Why didn't anyone see anything on that long, empty highway? The Stuart Highway still cuts through Australia like a scar. Tourists still drive it. Campers still pull over. But some remember. And when a stranger waves them down, they think of Peter and what vanished on that stretch of asphalt beneath the stars in the middle of nowhere. So if you're ever out there and someone flashes their headlights, think twice and maybe, just maybe, don't stop.